All right, what's up, y'all? It is 5:30 on February the 24th, 2020, and we have got a winning day here. Okay, so let's go into the futures. Huge move down, right? So Dow is 770 points lower, Nasdaq's 290. E-minis are 87, Russell 2047, and then we've got Bitcoin up huge, gold up huge, volatility up huge. We've got a lot to go over this morning, so let's get right into it. Okay, let's get into our charts. So here we are in our E-minis. Okay, so maximize this sell. Here we are in the 1 hour chart. This is the high, not what? This is on 219, so 5 days ago. And since then, we have just seen a huge crash. Major gap right here. Major gap. So we're seeing this huge gap here all the way down from 33.28 to 33.13, and then we've just continued to move lower. Let's go into the daily chart so we can see exactly what this looks like. So three huge red candles. This is a big candle, right? Big candle that we're looking at here. Huge move. Again, down 86 points, 2.5%. Okay, so what is this going to look like on our S&P 500 chart? So let's get right into it. Maximize sell. We're currently at 225.05. All right, so 225.05 gets us through this. So we're going to lose this gap. Okay, so we're going to lose this gap. Now this gap was kind of important because what we see is we see this candle, right? So we have this little bit of a gap, move up, and then we challenge this gap and then have this bullish move off of the gap, right? See, this gap isn't for me quite as bullish, and here's why. So you have this particular candle, you move up, but this one, you don't see any retracement here, okay? You see the retracement here, so this gap acted as support, but we have blown through that into this 225.05 area. So right in this area is looking like where we're going to open up. So we're going to lose this gap. We're going to lose this gap. So downside targets then, we're through the 50-day, okay? So we are through the 50-day simple moving average. All right, we're through this exponential 9 EMA, through the 5. So then I'm looking at this 322 area. Certainly this 3, let's make this big now. This is turned into a big area. Okay, so 320.73. Okay, so 320.73. We're going to change this color because this is getting ready to be pretty big support here in this market. Okay, and then we want to make sure that we are at 131 right here, big area now. Okay, so we're going to open up past the 50-day simple moving average, looking at 323-ish, 323.16, and then this low from 131. Okay, so looking at the E-minis, that's exactly where we're at. Okay. We're not going to be able to see any of this yet, but we're going to see major move here in these price ratios, right? So let's even go to gold. Gold futures up huge. Gold futures up huge right here. I mean, 2% here in the gold futures. Let's look at gold. We are going 158.35, so we're past this 156 area from March 2013. So I mean, we got to go out really long way here before we see some of this type of resistance there. So we're gonna have to go 15-year weekly chart here to be able to see some of these areas. So now it's looking like the next head for gold is gonna be, let's add a drawing. You know, we really didn't do anything here, but we've got a couple of major areas here. So we've got this area here on gold to look to because it's looking like we're going to fly past this area. So next area is this 164. And then we want to add this chart 170 all the way back from 2013, 2012 are areas. And then finally this major area from October 2012. So that's how far back we're having to go to see this move in gold, okay? So this move in gold is pretty big here. Let's continue to pop out. So we've got gold really moving through some of these major areas, okay? We're going to see the same thing here in securities like the IWM. In fact, let's just edit this property. So our top left point, bottom right point, let's go out another month or two, because we're getting ready to see, we've got 162. So we're going to be looking at this box here. We are through the 50-day simple moving average. We're through the 9 EMA. We're going to open up down here if the market were to open right now, okay? So we're going to be looking to see if this box, which has been a pretty huge channel, is going to act as support here. And I don't know that it will. We're going to have to see. Okay, we're going to have to see what happens here. Dow Jones Industrial Average, let's see where we are at, 282. So opening, pretty big support here. All right, pretty big support here. Same candle from 131. We're going to see what happens here through the 50-day. We've got some lower targets, but not many. Not many here on our Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, so we're looking at this 272 area. Q's taking a beating. 223, so we're looking, that's not quite as bad. Looking at this gap right here, actually, as where we're potentially going to be opening up. Okay, so really interesting stuff all around. SPX, let's take a look at our weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart, 320.90, 320.90. Still got a lot of room here on the weekly chart. So when we think about the noise, right? So there's going to be a ton of noise today, as we're looking at opening down, and we can even show this potentially even better here in our SPY chart. So here we are in our weekly. Okay, a lot of noise, but when we take out some of this noise, we're at 324, so we're still moving down a little bit. 324. When we look at the weekly, we still have our simple moving average here on the weekly all the way down here. We've got our 200 weekly all the way down there. And so, you know, I think on the whole, there's going to be a lot of noise today, but overall, we are still, from a weekly perspective, bullish. Okay, so looking at making sure that we don't go too super crazy. Oil down 3% today. Looking here at this particular level for, it's going to offer as support off of this candle and then off of this candle. Okay, so those are the two areas here in oil that we're going to be watching. We now have some upside resistance, and we're beginning to really look at a channel. I think that you can even draw this particular line, trend line, all the way down from the top of this candle, right? I think we've got certainly got a trend line there that we're going to be watching. Got another one potentially right here that broke out. All right, this was a pretty strong breakout. So I'm going to be looking at some of these areas of support here in crude oil. In regards to our personal watch list, let's just go through those. Personal watch list. EEM down pretty big here, okay? EEM down big. EFA gonna also be down big. 65. Wow. Yeah, 65. It's actually a huge move here in EFA. Really huge gap in EFA. Gold, we've already talked a lot about gold. HYG junk. High yield bonds. 87, so down, not down a ton. IWM we've talked about. Now we get into our kind of junk bonds. Down, Qs down, SPY down, TLT. We haven't talked about this a lot. TLT is up, another huge amount. Oil's going to open up down. UVXY. So volatility. Let's go into volatility. We haven't actually talked about volatility. VIX. Okay, so VIX, huge move. VIX up 34%. Okay, 34%. 4%, but worth watching. RSI overbought, RSI overbought, RSI getting into that overbought territory. Huge $6 move, which means our VIX, we're going to get a lot of VIX alerts pop off. Okay, so we're at 1647. Going to get this 1545 alert. We're going to get this 16 alert. Then we've still got a ways to go before we hit this 17 alert. Okay, we're going to get 2 alerts go off here on VIX, which means I'm going to have some stuff to do here on VIX. So certainly we're going to need to watch there. UVXY went up in the 14 area, levels we haven't looked at since the 31st. So UVXY is going to have some going to be right up here at this level. So worth watching there. Now let's get back to our watch list. VIX, again, we just talked about the VIX. Okay, so a lot of stuff's going to happen today. A lot of stuff's going to happen. You can see on my my personal plan going into the day, I've got my game plan going into the day. Ladder into an EEM position, EWZ position, gold position, TLT position for March 27th. I'm going to ladder into some positions in VXX. Okay, so that is, and then last thing, be willing to allow alerts and follow game plan. So that's my game plan going in for the day. You can see here I had my levels. I've got all of my alerts. Might even see some more alerts go off. You can see all of these alerts that I have ready to just jump in and make some things happen, you know? Make some things happen. Okay. So that is kind of my game plan going into the day. Quick portfolio overview. And this is where we're at today. This is where we are at. Okay, if you have any questions, reach out to me at Ryan, RYN, at Sell That Option. Hit me up through Patreon. We're going to have a great day. These are the type of days that we live for here when you sell options. And really, I'm just pumped to get some huge volatility back in because you're going to be able to see here premium selling strategy ETFs. We're going to just get so much implied volatility back into the market that it's going to be a great time to sell some premium. Great time to sell some premium. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited to you know, be able to add some really awesome positions and hopefully make some long-term money. All right, if you have any questions, let's